time. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in helping and welcome to the stage my good friend, the chair of the Assembly and Senate Puerto Rican Hispanic Legislative Task Force, Assemblyman Felix Ortiz.
Buenas noches. Good evening. It is a great honor to welcome you all to the 24th anniversary of Somos el Futuro. It is really a great honor. You can do that. 24 years has been a lot of struggle during those 24 years. It is really with great pride that I say to you, thank you for making this conference a great success. Thank you very much to every single one of you for making those workshops, to attending those workshops, and to make the conference as we coming to the end tomorrow morning. We do, by the way, we have tomorrow morning, we have another workshop, but we're coming to the end of the 24th anniversary conference. My brothers and sisters, Governor Cuomo, Lieutenant Governor Duffy, U.S. Senators Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer, Controller DiNapoli, and all the members of the Assembly and the Senate, and the mayor from Albany, not from the city of New York. What I said yesterday was wrong. Mayor Jenny, he get publicity 3 times because of that. Mayor Jenny, among other dignitary, and Controller John Liu. I welcome you all. And as you know, this is a very important year for the Hispanic community. And the numbers speak for themselves. For those of us who follow numbers, we understand what the census number is telling us. When you look at 50.5 million Hispanic around the country, when you look about 28% of the Hispanic community just in New York City, and when you look about 18% of the Hispanic around the state, that tell us and that tell the Hispanic Task Force, who I feel so proud that the Hispanic community finally got count. They had counted themselves. They had come to be part of a milestone in this country. And let me just tell you that the members of the task force together visited the 62 counties in this state to make sure the Hispanic community in those 62 states in this state of New York, they understood the importance of getting counted. Number one, we expressed the need for the health care, access to quality health care. We addressed the issue of education and the issue of economic development and job creation in our state. And if our Hispanic community understand the importance of this number, my dear friends, we do have a challenge ahead of us. And the challenge is very simple. 24 years ago was only about 3 members in the New York State Assembly and 1 member in the New York State Senate. They came together and they formed what they call at that time, Somos Unos. Today, we are Somos Presente. We are the present and moving forward to the future. So we are the present moving toward the future. As a result of that, I encourage every single one of you to be part of the new movement. The new movement where we are going to use the social networking. We're going to connect from Buffalo all the way down to Montauk. From Montauk all the way up to the Finger Lake. From the Finger Lake all the way down to Staten Island. From Staten Island, we're going to cover the whole state. Because my brothers and sisters, as a Hispanic New Yorkers, we are only one New York. We are not divided. We are all together. And our people sitting in this room from Buffalo, Syracuse, Rochester, Amsterdam, Albany, the Hudson Valley, Westchester, Junker, the city of New York, Long Island, Nassau County. And this is what the empowerment of the Hispanic community is going to be about. It's going to be about representation. It's going to be about accountability. As you all recall, we have some of the workshops, one of them on education, health, diversity among our government. Diversity about our government. And we are going to ask about diversity in corporate America as well. Because it's about time that our Hispanic folks move from the kitchen table to the boardrooms. It's about our Hispanic community being selected to be at the table, not on the menu. And we're going to make sure that we will be able to get that done. Finally, I would like to say to you this, for those of you who doesn't know me, just very brief, I came to this country with the energy and the motivation to work and to study. I came to this country and became to be the first of my family to get a degree from college. I came to this country when I was 21 years old. For the first time in my life, I got out of Puerto Rico. When I came to this country, I came with the determination and the understanding there was a lot of opportunity in this country. Those opportunities have translated to a great vision, to the point where my father and my mother will call me every other week to find out how I was doing with my English language. And I will tell you the truth, I'm still learning. 30 years later, they're still calling me and say, my son, when are you planning to come back to Puerto Rico? And I say, the day that I know how to master the English language, that will be the day that I will go back to Puerto Rico. So that means that I will be, Felix for a long time in New York State. So just be aware that I still have a long way to learn. So for those of you who understood that, so my dear brothers and sisters, we have a challenge ahead of us. We need to come together. We need to come together and embrace each other. The games and the politics of the past are not the same of today and won't be the same in the near future. Therefore, I want you to embrace the person that is sitting next to you, not the person that is next to you. And let me tell you this, it is very important. It is very important for you to know that while you're doing that, Chuck, you have to embrace the Napoli. Embrace the Napoli. There you go. Yeah, embrace the Napoli. Nobody wants to embrace the governor. What is that? Somebody had to embrace the governor. Come on. Let me just conclude. Let me just conclude with this. Let me just conclude with this. The sleeping giant has awake. We are no longer going to accept no more false promises from anybody. The false promises is over. The false promises is over, but it's only going to be over if we stick together. If we stick together. With that, my dear brothers and sisters, I would like again to say thank you very much for your support, for the love that you have given to this task force, and for everything that you have done for the last 24 years. And we're looking forward for another 25 years ahead of us. And at that point, we will be able to see the light into the tunnel and the vision where we finally will be able to have elected officials statewide that look Hispanic, citywide that look Hispanic, and that we all can begin to talk to each other and develop a public policy that will impact all the people, all the Hispanic American in the state of New York and everybody else. Thank you. May God bless you and keep the faith.